Ladies and gentlemen, although John Lynch just 1 week ago at a pro day told Stephen Weich that Jimmy G is still very much in their plans and Jimmy G is still going to be their guy. And then conversation was around that they are not answering phone calls on trades for Jimmy G and that Jimmy G would actually be a mentor for one of the rookie quarterbacks that is going to get drafted inevitably with the overall third pick that the San Francisco 49ers traded up to go get. That was the theory. That was the thought. Now it's being reported that the San Francisco 49ers are fielding calls for Jimmy G, and everybody believes thus far publicly, allegedly, that the asking price is too much. Now, Dove Kleiman is reporting that Michael Giardi, Mike Giardi is reporting that the 49ers are asking for a first-round pick in a trade for quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo. Teddy Bruschi talked about that this morning on Get Up, and he actually said he could hear Bill saying, how am I going to jeopardize the future of this franchise with a number one overall pick for a guy I'm not sure he's going to play 16 games? Because Teddy Bruschi brought up that although Bill and the Patriots love Jimmy G, absolutely love him, he has seemed to have had a little bit of a durability issue. Now, Dove Kleiman would go on to continue that the 49ers plan, draft a quarterback with number 3 overall. Let him learn for a year in the process, rebuild Garoppolo's damage value following injury-filled season in 2020, trade him in 2021 for a better pick instead of settling for less in a trade now. If they can get a first now, they'll move him. Remember, this is not us making this up. This is what's being reported and tweeted by NFL Dove Kleiman, who I believe is probably learning this from other people like Mike Giardi and others he has seen. Garoppolo has a no-trade clause for 2021, but not for 2022, which means it'll be that much easier to trade him after a year. The 49ers will probably be able to get a better pick in 2022 if he plays well in 2021 instead of trading him for less this year and only with Jimmy G's permission to trade him. So Jimmy G is their guy. He's in their plans strictly because his contract is set up as such that he would have to be. So the no trade clause means he can be traded, but Jimmy G has to agree to where he is going to be traded to. His contract, I believe, is something that they can definitely take on with the amount of salary cap they have. It has always been the thought that they were not answering calls since John Lynch came out and said we are not trading, and other people said that they said they're not trading. Now we're learning it's worth a number 1 overall if you think Jimmy G could be your quarterback, and also you have to persuade Jimmy G into being okay with you being the team that's drafting for him. It's Jimmy G quarterback watch yet again, another offseason, because Shanahan allegedly did not want Jimmy G. He wanted Kirk Cousins. They got Jimmy G because they needed a quarterback. Now he's been looking to upgrade, allegedly. This is what's being reported. Yeah. Tom Brady was not an upgrade. Now it has come out that they did think about signing Tom Brady, said no, Jimmy G's our guy in that particular situation. But allegedly, behind the closed doors, there's been conversations for years now. Is this the move at 3 overall to get rid of that situation, and who will it be to?
Well, do you think that now they think Mac Jones or Justin Fields or even Trey Lance might be ready to go immediately if they're okay with letting go of Jimmy G and not having someone like vet them into the NFL?
Let's quickly do a bloop, bloop, bloop trip back in time. Okay, we just did it. When Jimmy G was traded from New England to San Francisco, he sat for 5 weeks. Everybody thought he was immediately going to go in there. That team was terrible. They were a bad football team. Everybody thought he was getting traded. It was a big deal, and the narrative was Belichick wanted to go with Jimmy G, and Tom didn't like it, and Tom teams didn't like it. And I don't think we've ever learned whether or not that's full bullshit or not. I'm still not sure. I would assume that there was a chance that Bill maybe did want to go with Jimmy G in the future, but I don't know if it was happening like right now, and that's why they had to move on. But anyways, there was a lot of chatter about the trade to Jimmy G from New England to San Francisco. He gets there. He doesn't play for a few weeks because allegedly Kyle wanted him to learn the offense so that when he goes on the field, he can run the offense efficiently so that Kyle doesn't have to sit back and wait for him almost. Then he gets on the field and they win.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible team becomes great team. They win. Then the next season he plays, he gets hurt. He's out. Next season they go to Super Bowl. Last season, COVID, injuries, kicked out of their own stadium in the middle of the season. It's almost, I wonder if some people up there are thinking, like, should we give them another shot? And then, well, if they're going to give us a 1 overall, maybe we move on. But Jimmy G's situation is, I have no idea I have no idea what's real and what isn't at this point because there's been so much shit said about it all.
Are there any teams that you think would trade one of their first-round picks this year for Jimmy G?
Miami Dolphins.
Chicago.
Come on home, Jimmy.
I mean,
You think Jimmy G to Chicago?
I mean, his contract is still $24.5 million cap hit, right? So, how many teams?
Andy Dalton's 11, and they literally just came out and said he's our starting quarterback.
Yeah.
But if Jimmy G is available, does that change with the Chicago Bears? See, and I want to let you know, I've always been on Jimmy G's side. I've always been on Jimmy G's side. Is Jimmy G as much of an upgrade over Andy Dalton that it would cost you an extra $13 to $14 million and a first-round draft pick? I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that would be the decision that they would have to make.
I'd say so. I mean, he's played in the Super Bowl, and plus then San Fran, you got to assume, gets one of either Foles or Dalton back to help
He's won
that
a Super
rookie.
Bowl.
Yeah. Excuse me, you're right. He does have a ring.
Yeah, have a little bit. Yeah, geez.
Come on.